This is an example of ridge and furrow, or Rigg and Furrow, arable agriculture. This shape here, with the ditches either side and the central mounds in long strips called furrow longs or furlongs, were originally created by oxen pulling a plough. Now the plough was non-reversible, so when they reached the top they had to turn round, and that tended to pull the ditch to one side. When they reached the bottom, the reverse happened, so you had a sort of inverse S shape. With reversible ploughs used later, you would have simply had the straight ploughing instead. Now, with the change in the form of agriculture, that is, away from having strips that were usually managed by one family, the land was enclosed, hedges were put up, and often these fields reverted not to arable but to pasture. So in that case, the shape of the old Rigg and Furrow is retained. These ridge and furrows in some parts of the country can go right back to Roman times. The ridge and furrow shape arose because of the fact that the ploughs were not reversible. So when the oxen reached the top, having all the way pulled the soil up, which has been turned towards one side, towards, say, the right, and as they came down, the earth again will be pulled towards the right, so you end up with a mound with a ditch between. This, of course, was very useful because it gave a higher point, it was drier, and the ditches would drain the water away. If the ditches were on a slope, then the water would accumulate at the bottom, and they could grow other crops, like peas, that were more tolerant of wet conditions. There were rather shorter fertilizers in those days, certainly with no artificial fertilizers. In some cases they could use seaweed. At a later stage they discovered that lime was good for the soil, reduced acidity and increased the fertility of the soil. So that would require a lime kiln. Here, just outside Sturton, there used to be a large lime kiln, burning poor quality coal with limestone. You often find that the presence of rigs is remembered in place names, like Halt Rig, for instance. Modern ploughing destroys these remnants of the old Rigg and Furrow, so you only tend to find these where the ground has remained as pasture.